Y'all, it's your man Jaw back at it for another vid, and I ain't gonna lie, I caught up with the last 3 chapters of One Piece, and bro, that nigga Kuma's a go. I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't know. It's between now, no bullshit. It's between in the current landscape of the story, no dick riding. It's between Luffy, Kuma, and Vegapunk. That's the current GOAT right now. I don't give a fuck about the hype beast ass niggas like Shanks or Dragon or none of them niggas, bro. None of them niggas, bro. Cause it like, bro, being a real nigga overweighs being like a strong fighter to me. And what I say, these niggas were down. These niggas were down these last couple of chapters, like. It's insane. Like my man's Kuma always believe in Luffy, bro. Like even he didn't even know that. Like mind you, he didn't even know this little Nigerian, and still he still like showed out for my nigga, bro. And like, but nah, like there's a lot to talk about in these past couple of chapters. You know, Bonnie. The whole I forgot. Gorōsei a fraud. Gorōsei Saturn is a fuck nigga, bro. I do not fuck with this nigga. I do not claim this nigga in the agenda. Get him out of here, bro. So much bullshit that this man did, but you know I'm gonna get to it, bro. Like that nigga Saturn's a fraud. He needs to go down. He's officially on fraud watch. Yeah, that last chapter when Kuma was about to punch, bro. That nigga was looking at his face like, wallow I'm finished. Like, nah, G. You didn't pat this nigga up, bro. So just for a short recap, we continue with Bonnie. She had the sapphire scale disease. That's an ugly ass, bitch ass, fucking celestial dragon gave him her mother guinea, you feel me? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the darkest. Like, I know there's like slavery, shootings, racism, death in One Piece, but I'm not gonna lie, when you involve sex into it and you know the R word, that's when I can kind of see like, yo, this is some dark territory Oda is stepping into. But yeah, it goes there. And then basically the celestial dragon gave her some type of HIV STD on some shit, like an advanced version, the One Piece world version of HIV on some type shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck. And it transmitted into the daughter, and now Bonnie has, you know, something called with sapphire disease, which is like lethal. And really, all of the symptoms is, you know, she was growing like fucking jewels on her cheek and whatnot, and I don't know, like she turning into a rock. I don't know, but yeah, that happens, and now Kuma's just kind of traveling around the world trying to find a cure. He eventually meets Vegapunk. That he said, yeah, I can cure, but there's a condition. Basically, I'm gonna have to take your blood, my G. I'm gonna have to take your blood. And like, oh, yo, what you taking my blood for? Yeah, basically, nah, I need soldiers, bro. You're like the perfect accent, you know, 7'5", black, 4C hair. I want you, man. You got the BBC, we lit. Come on, like, let me take your blood, G. And then he was like, you know, it's kind of weird, but shit, I need to save my daughter, so fuck it, take my blood, make these clones, and you know, it's a movie. But then this bitch ass, bro, there's so much I want to say about Saturn, but nah, I just gotta go through this video. This bitch ass nigga called out of nowhere, somehow knew Kuma and Bonnie's location. And he called Vegapunk to say, yo, I know that bitch ass, I know that fucking basketball man is next. Fucking watermelon munching basketball man is next to you, bro. Like, where he at? And so basically they were conversing. As Kuma, like, oh man, you're the perfect asset, you know, 7'5", you're power forward, bro. Like, I'm gonna want some of that too. Like, I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Like, I'm gonna have to turn you into a robot, my G. Like, off rip, I also random shit. Like, yo, I'm gonna have to turn you into an android, so that you have no free will and like you obey all our orders and and you'll never see your daughter again. Oh wait, let me cut that part. So I'm still confused by this because I know Kuma is like a rare race and like they're seeing his body type and shit, so I'm guessing that's what they want to use him for. But why turn that nigga into an android? Like, that makes no sense. If you have an already powerful ass nigga like that has the pawpaw fruit, has this ancient fruit that can do a lot of things, like why? I don't know. That's confusing to me. I guess it's some type of, it's really just one of those things where the world government sees him as a threat and like they don't want him to betray him, even if he becomes just like Mihawk, where he like Mihawk follows orders, but at the end of the day you can't really tell that nigga what to do because he just that like OP. Like I honestly I feel like Mihawk can beat a couple of Gorōseis, but that's a video for another day. But anyway, yeah, back to Kuma. So yeah, Kuma had to save his daughter, you feel me? So like as a real nigga, as a real father, a proud black man, I'ma agree to it. I need to save my daughter. Let's go, bro. Turn me into Android, bro. Turn me into Cell. There's a difference between Saturn and Vegapunk, because like all really like Vegapunk wanted to do was basically just use his blood to just clone Kuma's body, because he knows he's a powerful ass dude and he has the pawpaw fruit. So like he basically wanted to clone that and make multiple soldiers. Still kind of weird, but not as fucked up as taking this man's free will and basically just making this dude an android. And I like how Oda kind of like illustrated like the tensity of it, because they were going through the conditions like we're gonna put you through this procedure. You're gonna have to tell your daughter that you have to keep her at Egghead for about 6 months. You're gonna have to tell her that we're just gonna go through her procedures, but at the same time we're actually keeping her as hostage, you whole ass niggas. So yeah, you feel me? So like, yeah, while she's in hostage, you're gonna go through the procedures of turning into an android. In 2 years you're gonna lose your free will completely. It's kind of terrifying, because like that's basically saying you have 2 years to live. That's like being diagnosed with cancer and the doctor saying, yo, you have 2 years to live, like condolences, blah blah blah. And so like in that case, 2 years, he's basically gonna kill Kuma's mind, like state of mind. So he was gonna lose out of it all his memories, all like his daughter, and just everything. Everybody he meet, the revolution, and he started crying, but not because the disparity of it. He cried tears of joy, knowing that Bonnie is gonna get better. He had to lie to Bonnie and say, yo, we're gonna stay in Egghead for 6 months. Bonnie was excited. Oh, with you, daddy? Cute father and daughter bonding, 6 months. And I like how Oda portrayed Bonnie's procedure, and then like also Kuma's procedure. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, he had to also lie to Bonnie about him actually catching a disease. I found it really funny how Bonnie said, "Oh, so we're twins now." It was just a really cute scene, you feel me? But yeah, get it back to that. Yeah, I like how Oda was portraying Bonnie's procedure and Kuma's procedure to becoming an android. And like it was like, bro, just Kuma is just a real ass nigga, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, he might be, after this arc, I always thought Kuma was a cool ass character, but like after this arc and giving him more detail and story, like his stocks, like it's up there. Like he top 5. I ain't gonna lie, he top 5, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, moving on. 6 months passed by. Kuma and Bonnie went back to their home island, and out Khalifa to be the spy to look after Bonnie. And this time she was working as kind of like an undercover nurse, and her code name was Alpha. And I ain't gonna lie, she was looking bad as shit. But furthermore, we must stay focused. We must stay focused in this One Piece community. Let's just say goodbye to Bonnie. He told her, he made up a lie and telling her that I'm gonna be out for about a year and I'll come back, but it was all cap. You feel me? My Kuma had to soften the blow. He was never gonna return. But I love how Oda's like up a turtle dialogue, saying that I'm not gonna be able to return. I was very appreciative of being your father, and just type shit like that. Very heartfelt moment. But moving on. Yeah, he goes to the Gao. Kuma has an assignment in the Gao Kingdom as his first role of being the warlord. He has an assignment in the Gao Kingdom. We get to see what Luffy was doing during this time. He was like 16 years old. My boy was grinding in the forest. He was, was grinding XP on the little farm animals he was beating up. Kuma was there watching on some Jeffrey Epstein vibes. Yeah, but anyway, move on. Was that Kuma, just like Dragon, was kind of looking out for Luffy on his own way. Like he kind of just stumbled across him. Back in pre-time skip, he still had some of his humanity. We always used to thought his eyes were just, was his eyes, but it actually turned out being glasses, which is crazy as fuck. But like, yeah, moving on. I was just like, nah, that's crazy. This whole time, you mean to tell me this whole time this nigga was wearing glasses, bro? But anyway, a little recap. When he was at Thriller Bark, the thing that happened with Zoro of transferring Luffy's pain over to him, it showed that. Going back to Bonnie, man, bro, I gotta give a shout out to that old lady in the chapter. I forgot her name, but she was I gotta put her on the GOAT list. So top 10 goats in One Piece, bro, because she was looking out for our girl Bonnie, you feel me? Basically she created an escape plan for Bonnie and a couple other Kuma supporters that were the way that they successfully escaped from Alpha, or aka Khalifa, was trying to cap to Bonnie that saying, oh, your disease is still active, you can't go into the sunlight, blah blah blah. And then the old lady, she misheard with the government officials talking it over, how capped they are, how this little bitch thinks she's still sick. We're gonna keep her as long as we can. And then the old lady was like, nah, fuck that. So she went over, she told Bonnie, basically said, yo, you need to go out to sea, your father is waiting for you. Like, I overheard the government officials, they're saying that your disease is already fully cured and it was all just a lie. And Bonnie was like, oh, bet. So she went out. She said, she even, like, the old lady said, yo, I got a shit for you, gang. So yeah, she went out. A bunch of other Kuma supporters and people who generally loved Bonnie went out with her, and yeah, that's kind of basically how she became pirates. Oh, I forgot to say, Khalifa got packed up by Bonnie, but it's a given. It's a typical bum activity. I feel like Khalifa is just fat material at this point. And before y'all say they like oh, I'm a misogynist or anything like that, bro, fuck her. She was holding my girl Bonnie this whole flashback, bro. Like, she was ripping off all the notes Kuma was leaving for Bonnie and shit, and then she was just doing a lot of disheartful things. So fuck her. I bet she was the cum rag of CP0. But anyway, Bonnie packed Khalifa, a fucking bum. All right. Nika, her move, Nika like future, which I ain't gonna lie, Bonnie's kind of cracked. I'm not gonna hold you, she's pretty OP, all things considered. Now I kind of see why she's one of the supernovas, because like, her ability, if used right, is pretty fire. I'm not gonna hold you. It's almost Nika like, but not really at the same time. It's like a weaker version of the Nika fruit. Types of possible futures and kind of applying to that, but it's fire. I actually like Bonnie's ability. But in fact, she's only like 12 years old and shit, and she learned all this shit in such a short period of time. Bonnie might be top 1. Bonnie might be not top 1. I mean, Bonnie might be top 20. I will say that. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, this is when Bonnie goes out to sea. Chapter 1102 comes out to sea, you feel me? Yeah, let's disembark. Basically, her whole motivation in becoming a pirate is because for, you know, Kuma to notice her and shit. Actually, gets wind of, you know, Bonnie, that how she's becoming a pirate. Like, he knows it, but, you know, because the said, oh, you can never meet Bonnie again, or, you know, we'll assassinate her and shit. Like, he's staying 10 toes down and making sure, you know, they don't meet and shit, you feel me? Talking about how she wanted to meet Nika, so, like, you know, and to possibly befriend him, so, you know, the time comes. Hey, you feel me? Like, hey, man, a little foreshadowing, you feel me? You know my goat, as soon as he eat that meat and shit, pause, yeah, and he's back in action, you know, you gotta fuck up the little Saturn nigga, bro. Like, fuck out, bro. I'm so excited for that moment. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, goes over to the Sabadi arc. Interesting about this is that at this time, Kuma didn't completely turn yet. He showed him smiling when he found out that Bonnie is doing well and he was at Sabadi and shit. But like this, bro, the context, the additional context I was added in, you know, in that moment of, you know, when he had to separate the straw hat. Luffy and the crew got packed back at Sabadi, and, you know, Luffy was tweaking, he was crashing out. Oh, I couldn't save them, I couldn't any of them, you know, type shit when that happened. It showed, like, you know, Kuma's internal dialogue saying, no, that's not true, this is just the level of the new world, it's still too soon for you guys to, you know, go out, don't come here yet, and one day in the future you will be the man who saves the world. That was a fire bar. Hey, W.O. for that bar. But yeah, I really like that moment. I really like this added context because it showed, you know, Kuma still had some humanity. It's like, just at this point, the reason why he was kind of all emotionless, because of all of what he was going through, you know, he was separated from his daughter. Every day he was turning in more and more into an android type shit. Like, it's just that's kind of like what his, like, just what he was going through made him more emotionless as time went on. Back to Saturn, you know, after the Sabadi flashback, we turn it back to Saturn, you know, after his 11th clan meeting. Back to Vegapunk, he was basically arguing with Saturn. It's time to pull that switch, bro. It's time to make this boy into my little house slave, you feel me? Vegapunk, you know, as a W man, he was saying, all right, well, at least let me retain, you know, just a little willpower for him. I've just invented, he was talking about how he just invented a neural pathway that can switch between mental states, like dual personalities, and if you just let me test it, then Saturn being a bitch ass, racist ass nigga, you feel me? A black person, a little willpower, nigga, do I look sweet to you, nigga? What the fuck? So you was talking about, like, you will not, you will not leave any free will. He's gonna be mine, making my slave already. Blah. Some, you know, on some white supremacist clan member type vibes. Last moments of when Kuma was still, you know, kind of human. Vegapunk were kind of chopping it up. I love the relationship between, you know, Vegapunk and Kuma. The past 2 years and everything. A large, you know, military power, just I mean, he really had no choice at the end of the day. So, you know, they were kind of chopping it up, telling him, yo, it's been an honor these past 2 years, you feel me? Sorry we have to do this to you. They were talking about Luffy, Kuma's W mans, because he said, you know what, Vegapunk, last request, can you give me the order as soon as I'm an android? Can you give me the order to guard over the Straw Hat ship? And I was like, bro, this nigga, bro, he might be top 5 of the most respectable niggas in One Piece. And then, you know, Vegapunk was saying, what pipe dreams do you see in this kid? You feel me? Like, what's so special about him? He was talking about, you know, Nika's the only legend, but I instilled into Bonnie the stories of a warrior who rides the rhythm of liberation and brings smiles to all. If there's a hero who will bring a great transformation to the sea, it will be Luffy. You know, I just have faith. I just have that, you know, faith in him. And you know, it goes back to what Mihawk was saying, you know, of Luffy's gift is not just being a super strong ass nigga, you know, with rubber powers and shit, able to like befriend people at such a short amount of time to the point where people would like literally like give up their life in faith that he will make like a big impact in the world. Is just like the best, it just is the most like powerful ability, what makes Luffy like one of the most powerful dudes in, you know, the story of One Piece. And it's Luffy when he punched the celestial dragon, you know, his strength into not like just everything, like kind of like Kuma's kind of just in the background of Luffy's life, but like he just kind of just witnessed all the, you know, the conquests, you know, my man like Luffy like overcame and shit. Kuma used his ability, you know, to like take out his memories, and you know, and Vegapunk being a W man's again, bro. He going 2 for 2, but this man going 3 for 3, right? This nah, Vegapunk is W man's. Y'all, you know, Vegapunk being the W man's he is, like, you know what, don't even worry about it disappearing, bro. I'm gonna put it in this cabinet, I'm gonna put it in this container for safekeeping. Like, don't even worry about it, G. Kuma's, you know, life flashed before his eyes, you know, when he met Ivanko for the first time, Guinea, then his daughter, and it was like, it was a very fire spread that order. It really showed that, like, you know, throughout Kuma's life, bro, no matter what, no matter how many, like, you know, hardships he came across, he still kept going, you know. And it's metaphoric to life, you feel me? Because you feel me? I don't want to get too emotional, but anyway, moving on. Kuma is a goat for real. Hey, crying, you said your death is a nuisance to every person who's ever known and loved you. Listen to me, Kuma, and listen good. You are a hero. To body of the side. That was fire, bro. That was fire. A recap, and basically, I think throughout these, you know, the past 4 chapters of, you know, the flashback, I think the moral of the story is, fuck this bitch ass nigga Saturn. I'm gonna get on this little hoe ass nigga. I'm about to get on this little hoe ass nigga. Don't even worry about it. This is where the review kind of like I just had to do that short little recap. So yeah, so now we're kind of in the modern day. Bonnie seen all the memories from, you know, the paw fruit. I think I'm just gonna call it the paw bubble, bro. I think it'll be easier. She understands, you know, why Kuma was ghosting her the past couple of years. Get back to the present, you know, this nigga Saturn is holding Bonnie. You know, basically this whole chapter, if we're able to summarize it, you know, super clean. You know, this whole time, you know, the Saturn nigga was just talking his shit. You know, my man's Luffy, he's still down for the count, and he was asking for some food to, you know, get back in action. Bonnie tried to attack Saturn, but for some reason her ability wasn't working on him and shit. So that's kind of what, like, I'm kind of confused. That's kind of where I'm thinking, like, is this same ability gonna affect Nika? Cause like what will be, like, what is actually, it goes back to the question of like what actually is Saturn, or what his abilities detail. Because I'm guessing like it would have to be like some side effect kind of similar to, you know, Blackbeard's devil fruit with it, you know, where how fruit abilities kind of weaken the opposing opponent. Well, like, kind of like begs that question. So yeah, Luffy's down and he's eating. Aaron was having a conversation with Bonnie, basically talking his shit, talking about some, you know, some evil scientist nigga ass shit. I don't know, he was talking shit about her mother, you know, being brought to the Holy Land to be wife number 8. This kind of what it kind of speculates that it wasn't a celestial dragon that impregnated Guinea, but it was actually, it's kind of hinting that it was actually him the whole time. And I ain't gonna lie, he looks like a nigga that would do that type of shit, you know, ugly ass, you know, satanic white supremacist ass nigga. Like, you can't, that's kind of sadder than the Gorōsei, you know. I know sex trafficking kids, all types of shit, bro. You know, I bet he killed a couple of family members along the way, but you know, that's kind of what the Gorōsei is, bro. You feel me? But anyway, look at it at my perspective. You comprehend the feelings of the insects you step on, Of course not. You know, it goes back to him, you know, talking, you know, on some demonic vibe, you feel me? Really just trying to justify his actions, but, you know, at the same time, not really. Basically, just stepping 10 toes down, like, yeah, I possibly impregnated and experimented on your mom. I don't give a fuck, nigga. What the fuck you gonna do, you weak ass niggas, bro? You can't even beat me with your devil fruit, yeah, you weak ass bitch. Basically, and then while he was talking his shit, Kuma pulled up, you know, instant transmission over there. I don't know what Kuma did, but I ain't gonna lie, bro did some them DBZ ass shit. Like he just instant transmission on Egghead, ew, and you know, he just came crashing down like a meteor, and it said something landed over there, and then the government officials, and then bro came rushing and, you know, save his daughter. I'm saying, bro, Kuma might be top 5. Kuma might be top 5. Everybody was trying to fire. Everybody was just trying to like fire at him, but like on some white beard ass shit, you would just say, weak ass shit, get the shit away from it. Like, you feel me? It was like the bullets just felt like rain to my man's Kuma, bro. You just saw pulled a white beard this chapter. Like he a bunch of cannon fires, but my nigga didn't give a fuck. Basically, my nigga just came in, pull up in that bitch, just straight. Bro, just straight strong armor. You or walk there like yo, like just straight sagging his dick throughout this whole chapter, bro. Just straight like he just the guy had his big ass cock just dragging the floor, just straight sagging his dick, right? Like he ain't give a fuck about those cannon fires. And you know, we got Bonnie, you know, crying like I think I'd be better off dead, you know. And it's honestly crazy how she has this mindset at 12. But you know, anyway, moving on. He's saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Daddy. I thought you abandoned me this whole time. Blah blah blah." And Saturn, being the asshole he is, he was saying, "All that shrieking is unbearably noisy. You're an insufferable waif." I don't know what the fuck a waif is. I don't even know if that's an actual word. Homeless, neglected, abandoned child. Holy shit, this nigga Saturn don't give a fuck, eh? What the hell? A homeless, neglected, and abandoned person, especially a child? Nah, this nigga needs to go down. Oh, hell nah. He's talking to a 12-year-old girl like that? Bro, that's how you know this nigga, bro. He probably sees, oh, if it's a woman. Bro, he probably got that EDP Jeff Epstein like mindset, bro. Like he probably say if it's 12 it's lunch. So too formal to a child, bro. I don't know. It's giving me creeper vibes, bro. Like we gotta get this thing on watch, bro. So she gave the order for the Marines to blow her head off, which is crazy as fuck. My man's Kuma pulled out looking godly, bro. Yeah, this nigga look like a demon this whole chapter on some Terminator vibes. Pulled up, blasted the bro, straight scoped them niggas that were about to shoot his daughter. Pulled up on Saturn. Hold the horn. He hold the horn that Saturn was about to use to kill Bonnie. Took that shit. You're like, yo, what the fuck you doing to my daughter, little nigga? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what you doing to my daughter, little ass nigga? The fuck? Look at this weak ass shit, little horn shit. And then Saturn was like, huh? Also, you know, Walla, I'm finished type vibes. And then that's kind of how the chapter ended with, you know, Kuma about I hope Kuma boom his shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, cause fuck this nigga, bro. Fuck this nigga, bro. But that's kind of how the chapter ended, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, that shit was tough. This definitely increased the stocks of Kuma to me, bro. Cause like I don't know, like I'm not gonna go as far and say that, you know, Kuma or Bonnie is gonna join the Straw Hats. As cool as that would be, I highly doubt it. If anything, my theory is after the end of this chapter is that both, you know, Kuma and Bonnie is gonna join the revolutionaries. That would be the best case scenario. I don't think Oda is technically gonna kill Kuma, so I think that would be a little too much. You know, he's a very popular character. You know, his devil fruit is fire as fuck. Like, I doubt, you know, Oda is gonna potentially like kill Kuma at the end of the at the end of this arc. I mean, it's possible. If anything, I think he's gonna get bodied a bit by Saturn, and that's when that's when Luffy is gonna pull up, and that shit is gonna be so hype, bro. Like, I can't not wait for that moment.